And you resort to ad hominem attacks.
Shall we answer?
I mean, I shouldn't ask you the question, because obviously you're not exactly in the best position to answer the question. I need to speak to a real scholar, but
I can't even get a word in edgeways.
No, you can't.
No, not with you.
All you have to say is, oh, it's such a good question.
Yeah.
That's a really good way of answering
Are
my
you
question,
drunk or
isn't it?
something?
So what's your purpose of life?
How many beers have you had?
What's your purpose of life?
My purpose?
Your purpose, yeah.
I don't have a purpose. I don't think there is a purpose.
So how will you justify you being in this world here? Where you came from and where you're going to?
Well, I'm in this world because
let's
my
get to the
parents
crux of the
had
matter.
sex. And that's the only reason
How do you
I'm
know?
here. Well, I mean, obviously I don't know for 100% for sure, but I don't know.
So you don't know that your parents had sex?
No, but I think they did. I think the chances
but you
are quite
don't know?
high. Well, as far as anybody that's got here, as far as I know, got here.
How do you know your parents are your parents?
Right. And therefore,
Anyway, listen, do you believe that there's a God?
I don't know what you mean by a God.
Well, you just came and started talking about
No,
God.
you believe there's a God.
No, but you're talking about a God.
Yeah, but you believe in the God. I don't.
So you believe there's no God? Why?
No, it's not I don't believe
because
in
of
God.
the problem
It's
of
not
evil.
I don't believe in God. I'm talking about the Creator. But let's talk about the Creator.
So you don't believe in a Creator?
Well, no, I just don't believe that if there is a Creator, there's any evidence that Creator is nothing but malicious, evil.
Okay.
Why would you bend down to the Creator of this
So you
reality
think, so
with
you,
all the pain and the suffering and the illness and the madness and the psychopathy and why would you bend down? I would torture the Creator of this reality.
So you believe that
evil.
God is not worthy of worship.
Is pure evil.
Okay, the Creator is not worthy of worship because of the evil things in the world.
Absolutely, because He created the evil as well as everything else.
Let's first of all establish if there is a Creator or not.
Well, I don't know, right? But if there is a Creator, it's more important to me to establish whether that Creator is good and worthy of worship. And I say, how could it be? How could that Creator be good?
But there's
when
no
there's so much suffering and going, and you claim that
how do you
the
know
Creator
what is
can see what's going. Oh, right, okay.
No, what I'm saying is, listen.
Okay, so you're telling me that you don't see anything that's awful. All the illnesses, all the suffering, all the pain, all the man-made and the God-made calamities.
Can I get a little word in?
Go for it.
Yeah. So, there's many evil or bad things that happen, okay?
Yeah.
Like you see tsunamis, you see children with cancer, as you mentioned. This is now, what do we do in this situation? We have a position and a purpose of life to do something about it.
No, we
don't.
We don't. We can't do anything about most of it.
Of course we can.
Anyway, so what? That doesn't take away the responsibility of the Creator. That's like saying,
how do you know what the responsibility
if I create
is?
evil in the world, then we've got an opportunity to deal with that evil. But if I created the evil, then I am the problem. In other words, that's no excuse for the creation of the evil, that we can somehow, some of us can do something small about the evil, but we can't even do something.
It doesn't mean there's no Creator, does it?
Well, I'm saying no, but it means that it means that the Creator is not benevolent.
So do you believe in the Creator? Do you believe in the Creator?
I'm saying I don't believe or not believe. I don't know. But whatever created this world, whether it's DNA and evolution or some kind of Creator, consciousness,
believe in a Creator.
Whatever it is, that is either blind, stupid, or pure evil. Because if it could foresee all the terrible calamities and all the illness and all the death and all the murder and the jealousy and the depravity and all the animals in the wild that are suffering, all the animals, they've done nothing, right? If it could foresee that and it created the world anyway, what on earth was it doing?
The question you need to ask...
It's crazy, it's horrible.
The question you need to ask is why the evil exists. If God exists, why it allows evil to happen? That's the question you need to ask.
Yes, if God,
so first of all,
why did the Creator create all that evil?
Before getting there, let's first establish if there is that necessary being.
It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter. I don't care whether there is.
Okay,
let's assume there is. Let's assume, for the argument's sake, there is. Right? No, I don't agree. But let's agree.
Let's establish.
No, because you're putting it into. I'm saying it doesn't matter what I agree or not agree. It's irrelevant. No, just answer me the point. Let's assume there's a Creator, for argument's sake. Can you tell me how you can justify that and tell me that Creator is benevolent, is all good, when it allows the most terrible things to happen? Let me just give you one example what I mean by this, right? If my son I've got a son who's 24. If I found out that he was taking children and sex trafficking them, I would stop him doing it, and if I couldn't, I would take him to a jail, or I'd have him killed if he did such a thing, right? So why does the creator of all of us allow all these terrible things to happen?
Something. The creator,
because he loves us.
The creator, in his wisdom, has created us.
Yeah, in his wisdom.
Let me step by step. He created us and gave us the choice of doing good or bad.
How are you, Danny?
Really?
Do we have
we
have a choice to do good and bad?
Well, that's a whole big question in itself.
This is what
that's
we
a whole
believe.
big question. No. What you may believe. You believe as a Muslim. What do you mean you believe as a Muslim? What you're saying now, by the way, when you say I believe as a Muslim,
Danny.
Forget our. I'm not interested in our. I'm just interested in you. I'm interested in you, not our. Right? I'm talking to a fellow human being. When you say Muslims believe, then you're just giving in your own individual intellect.
It's
right?
very clear you don't really want to listen.
You said it's their freedom of choice, right? To do good and bad. Number one, there may or may not be, and we can have a discussion about that. Many philosophers say there isn't, but just say there is, for your argument's sake. Yeah. Why did the creator? In other words, if I'd have known that my son was going to be a rapist and a murderer or a child abuser, I would never have created him.
I got your point. God has given you the choice to do good or bad. What is your responsibility in stopping the bad?
What's that got to do with it? You're not answering the question. Why did God give the opportunity for people to do evil? Why?
God gave you a brain to think.
That's the purpose of life.
No, the
purpose of life.
It's a disgusting idea.
We're trying to explain.
No purpose.
But
what do you mean? What's the purpose?
The purpose of life is to worship God. Okay. The purpose.
Why would you worship God?
Because he deserves to be worshipped.
Why does he deserve to be
and
worshipped?
This life, are you listening?
But scorn.
Are you listening? Or are you spitting in my face?
He should be scorned.
Are you listening or spitting in my face? Right.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. If you want to embarrass me, you can.
No,
I'm
it's
not
just
embarrassed by it, but it's just an accident. Sorry.
Yeah. How many pints have you had today?
I have no pints. I do not drink.
Do you drink wine?
No, I do not drink.
I know you've had a few. I can tell by your eyes.
I do not drink.
Anyway.
I do not drink. I promise.
Okay.
I don't drink. I'm not interested.
Is he on the wacky
No, I'm not on anything.
Okay. So from our perspective, we believe that this life is a test. Okay. Right. We're going to be tested with good and bad. So equally, as you're asking why all the bad things in the world, we can ask why the good things in the world. Why have you been given a great bike and all the wealth and the good looks? You know, why?
Danny, he got you there.
Yeah, got me there. Yeah,
I got him there.
I'm anyone's.
I mean, we're not supposed to lie, but you know. But the point is that the same question can be asked, why all the good in the world, right? But we only focus on why the bad things happen, why the good things. The point is that we're going to be tested. Let me just finish.
Of real value, pain and suffering.
Let me finish,
Danny
boy.
Things that are real value, not orgasms and nice sunsets.
Just give me a minute. Give me a minute. I mean, you wouldn't know what one of them is. A nice sunset. I mean, the point is, you live in England, so. The point, what we're saying is that we're going to be tested with good and bad, okay? And sometimes we might be tested with what we perceive something to be bad, but in fact it's good for us. I'll give you an example. I had a brain tumor, okay, about maybe 12 years ago. I perceived this initially to be a bad thing, but in fact it was one of the best things that ever happened to me. It made me contemplate life, it made me get closer to my religion, it made me become a better person, it give me patience. You understand what I'm saying? And equally, you could be tested with something that is perceived to be good. For instance, you could come into a lot of money or power or wealth, whatever it may be, or health, for instance. At the same time, that could be a bad thing for you. You might start, you falling asleep?
No.
You've had a drink, I know you've had a drink.
I promise you, I don't drink.
The point is that the thing that you perceive to be good could actually be a bad thing for you. You could become an oppressor. So the point is, from our perspective, we're going to be tested with good and bad, okay? The point is that whether you're talking about good or bad, it's not an argument against the existence of God. Now, if you're talking about the nature of Allah, why He deserves to be worshipped, it's because of who He is.
Who is He?
Allah. And that's why you have to learn. That's why you have to learn about Him. I'm going to give you a book. I'm going to give you a book about Him.
Thank you.
Why not?
I don't want to read your propaganda.
I
won't read it. I won't read it.
Why not?
It's a waste of energy. I won't read that.
Okay.
Let me switch to another point. For example, Do you know the DNA? We have every human being has a DNA. Every being on the universe. Do you know how the DNA is made? Do you know what intelligence requires to make a DNA?
Do you know how stupid DNA is? It's the most stupid, idiotic.
Have you looked at DNA?
Seriously, DNA is the most stupid,
Bill
idiotic
Gates,
virus
Bill Gates,
of all.
Bill Gates.
DNA is terrible.
Listen, Bill Gates said, Bill Gates said
Do you know what I didn't know?
complicated piece of software. What?
I can't hear you.
It's also the biggest virus.
Huh?
I didn't know you were Muslim.
Okay. I didn't know you was a Muslim.
Yes, you did.
Why should I presume you're a Muslim?
I don't know, the bit is happening because.
What about my bit?
No, the specific reason I didn't know you were Muslim is because I was overhearing a conversation, debate with another Muslim I knew, and I thought you guys were arguing. So then I assumed you weren't. I assumed first you were, then I assumed you weren't.
Some crazy process or some crazy creator.
From where do we get that process?
There you go, you just said it,
God should
creator.
be.
No.
God should
answer
listen, I
the other question.
I've got to go.
Okay, I got you there. I got you there.
No, you haven't
You
got
answered
me.
your own
That's fine.
question,
I'm
creator.
not into being God.
Every creation
No,
has a
listen.
creator,
You're
Danny.
come from?
You're never. Listen,
Where does the
we're never
process
going to
come
see
from?
eye to eye. I've
Any
thought about all these
process-
things already. I'm not interested
Well, that's it.
in
Look,
talking
look,
about
look.
being a tester or anything. I shouldn't have come up.
I know you
Have a
have.
good day.
Activating,
Have a
Danny.
good day.
On your bike. Don't fall off your bike when you get home, all right? On your bike. Huh?
Wicked.
No, but what it is, basically, this is a common misconception about atheists. They try to disprove the creator because evil exists. That doesn't mean there's no creator. Just because there is bad things that happen in the world, but that doesn't mean that there's no creator.
Exactly.
The reason they don't understand it is because they don't know why Allah allows evil to exist.
Exactly, yes.
You've got the evil of people's actions, and you've got the perceived tests that we have in life, like tsunamis, children being born with diseases. These things that Allah has allowed to happen become tests for people. And people can get the highest degrees of Firdaus and paradise through these tests. There's certain levels of paradise that you can only get to through being tested. You understand? If you live an easy life, you might be able to get a certain level of paradise, but you won't be able to get the top levels through being tested. So this is the wisdom, subhanAllah. And this is why Allah mentions that the people who are killed, the shaheed, the level of reward that they're given is so much that us who die a normal death, when we see the reward that they get on Judgment Day, we wish that we would have also been killed. And even the shaheed themselves, they wish that they'll be brought back into the world and that they will die again and again because of the reward they're getting. The fact is that we don't know the rewards that are there waiting for us, and that's what's going on. So this is some of the wisdoms why these things happen, but it doesn't necessitate that there's no creator. In fact, evil and good prove that there is a creator, because without God there is no such thing as good and evil in the first place. It's just your own preference of what you like, right and wrong. So, Jazakallah khair. How's it going? Assalamu alaikum. You Muslim? Assalamu alaikum. You Muslim, yeah? Huh? You Muslim. So, who is that? Who is he?
Danny Shine.
Huh?
He's an anti-natalist.
He what?
Anti-natalist.
Okay.
Danny Shine, he's quite popular on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, you know.